We're almost in November and we only have 1 month left of the college football season. Very soon, we're going to be throwing out the AP poll and we're going to be looking at the college football playoff rankings because those are going to be the ones that truly matter. With only a handful of weeks left in the college football season, we're starting to get a much better idea of who the 12 teams are going to be that reach the college football playoff. Although the final playoff rankings are still more than a month away, here's how the 12-team playoff would look if the season were to end today. Before we get to today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel, so make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. In case you're new here or you need a reminder on how the new playoff format works, the 4 highest ranked conference champions will receive a first round bye. Then the highest ranked group of 5 champion will earn a spot as well. After that, the next 7 highest ranked teams would get in. Like we do every week, we're going to be looking at this based on the current AP poll standings, but like I said at the beginning of the video, we don't have to do this much longer as we'll be getting legitimate college football playoff rankings very soon. Also, let me just stress this again because I gotta say this every week. I know the highest ranked team from each conference isn't going to be the team that makes the playoff. They gotta win their conference championship, but since those games aren't going to be played for over a month, our best bet is just going with whoever the highest ranked team is in their conference at the moment. Kicking things off at number 1 is Oregon, who is currently the highest ranked Big Ten team, and they're also ranked number 1 in the AP poll. Up next you have Georgia, who is the highest ranked SEC team. Miami comes in at number 3 as the highest ranked ACC team. Now we actually do have a switch this week because BYU is now the highest ranked Big 12 team, so they come in as number 4 and they would have the first round bye as of right now. Closing out the rest of the top 12, Penn State is at number 5, Ohio State is at 6, Texas is at 7, Tennessee comes in at 8, Notre Dame is at 9, Texas A&M climbs into the top 12 at number 10, Clemson is at number 11, and rounding things out at number 12 is Boise State. The first 4 out would be Indiana, Alabama, LSU, and Kansas State, with the next 4 out being Pittsburgh, Ole Miss, SMU, and Colorado. Looking at the first 4 group of 5 teams out, you have Army, Memphis, Tulane, and Navy. Like I've talked about for weeks, whoever the highest ranked group of 5 champion is, they are going to get that final spot inside the college football playoff. But things actually could get really interesting with Boise State. I talked about this in previous videos, but they're not necessarily a lock to be the 12th team. As things currently stand right now, they are ranked number 15 in the AP poll. Now, I'm not sure where exactly they're going to be ranked when we get our first college football playoff ranking. They could be ranked higher than 15. They also could be ranked a lot lower than 15. But let's say Boise State keeps on winning and a couple of teams in front of them slide out. Boise State could finish the season ranked 9 or 10 in the college football playoff rankings, and if that's the case, that means essentially that they would be a bid stealer like we see in March Madness. If Boise State finishes the season ranked inside the top 11, that means they are stealing a bid from someone else, and all of a sudden, another group of 5 champion is actually going to make it in. Because if Boise State is already a top 10 team, they're not getting that automatic bid. They're getting the bid that they just earned. So if they finish the season ranked number 9, all of a sudden a team like Army, Navy, Memphis, or Tulane, they could potentially all of a sudden leapfrog all the way inside the top 12. So Boise State is a team that we really need to keep an eye on the rest of the way. Now, if they lose a game at any point, that's not going to happen. They're probably going to fall out. They'll still be alive to be the group of 5 representative, but we wouldn't have that crazy scenario where 2 group of 5 teams would actually make their way in. Now, of course, there's also the really crazy scenario where Boise State wins out, they make it inside the top 10, and Army wins out as well, and they somehow make it inside the top 11 as well. Again, that one's not all that likely considering Army is ranked 21 in the AP poll, but who knows, maybe the playoff committee will be a little higher on them, they'll have them ranked a little higher, and Army does have a game against Notre Dame later in November. Not to mention they close the season with Navy, and then they'll play in the American Conference Championship game. All I'm saying is keep an eye on these programs because we truly could have some chaos if these group of 5 teams continue to win out. Before we get to the rest of today's video, I'd like to share with you guys how you can make the college football season more exciting and even win some money. I've partnered with Underdog Fantasy to bring you this amazing deal. If you download the Underdog Fantasy app and use promo code Harris, they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. That's right, they're giving you up to $1,000 of free money. You can choose your favorite players from every game and decide whether or not they'll go higher or lower than their projections. So to add a little extra excitement to every game and win some money, make sure to use promo code Harris for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 at Underdog Fantasy. You guys can also sign up using the link in my description as well. When looking at the current top 12 teams, I think a lot of these teams are probably going to be there at the very end, but there's still a lot of weeks left in the college football season, and there are a lot of really big matchups that need to be played. We're going to take a look at the 12 teams that are currently in the playoff hunt and take a look at what the remaining strength of schedule looks like. We're going to be looking at the remaining strength of schedules from collegefootballnetwork.com. When looking at the remaining strength of schedule, if you were ranked number 1, that means you have the hardest strength of schedule, and if you're all the way down in 130, that means you have the easiest strength of schedule. So that's going to be how we base this off of. Kicking things off at number 1 is Oregon, who according to this has the 45th most difficult remaining strength of schedule. Georgia is at number 2, and they have the 40th most difficult remaining schedule. Miami is currently ranked 3rd, and they are tied with having the 54th most difficult remaining schedule. BYU is currently ranked number 4, and they have the 61st most difficult remaining schedule. Penn State is ranked 5th, and their strength of schedule is the 48th most difficult. Ohio State is ranked 6th, and their remaining strength of schedule is 31st. Texas is ranked 7th, and we finally have a strength of schedule that's near the top, as the remaining strength of schedule is the 17th most difficult. Tennessee's right behind them, but their strength of schedule is the 65th most difficult. Notre Dame is right behind Tennessee when it comes to their schedule, as the remaining strength of schedule is 67th most difficult. Texas A&M comes in next, and their remaining strength of schedule is the 51st most difficult. Clemson's remaining strength of schedule being the 60th most difficult. Finally, we have Boise State coming in at number 12, and this is something that I'm sure a lot of Broncos fans would love to hear, but the remaining strength of schedule is tied for the 120th most difficult. So if you want to flip it around, they have one of the easiest remaining schedules in all of college football this year. So for the most part, outside of Boise State, a lot of the teams ranked inside the top 12 as of right now, they're all right around the same when it comes to strength of schedule, with the exception of Texas, who currently is at number 17. So take whatever you want out of that information, but there are no teams inside the top 12, again, outside of Boise State and Texas, that really have that big of an advantage over other teams. Like I said, there's still a lot of games that need to be played, and there are a lot of teams on this current list that are going to play each other at some point this year as well. Whether it's in the regular season or whether it's in the conference championship game, all this stuff is going to sort itself out over the next couple of weeks. So what are your thoughts on how the 12-team playoff is currently looking right now? Do you think these 12 teams are going to be the 12 teams we see at the end of the year, or do you think there are going to be a couple surprises that come out of nowhere and find themselves inside the top 12? Also, how many teams do you think that are currently inside the top 12 are going to finish outside of the top 12 by the end of the year? Whatever your thoughts are on the teams I talked about today and the 12-team playoff as a whole, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos all season long, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm, and it helps share the video and my channel with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.